why they were happening throughout the game?
Yeah, I mean, we knew ahead of time that they were going to shock or blitz at times. No, I'm not sure why we were so surprised by that. Then a number of them were playing in tight spaces, and the number of them were just, dribbling off the ball for a foot and dribbling the ball out of bounds, passing to Malik Beasley so he can make a three. They capitalized every time we made a mistake.
JJ, earlier in the season, you guys had kind of mentioned the Detroit loss in Detroit as an example of like maybe not taking things as seriously as you could have in that matchup until you guys had that late rally in that game. From like a progress perspective, how much progress have you seen from the group since then, and how much of it might just be it's a young athletic team that plays really physically and has certain advantages?
Yeah, no, I know what you're getting at, or what you're trying to ask, rather. I think we've had a lot of progress. I think outside of the turnovers, we played a really good offensive basketball game, and I don't know. We'll get the report later tonight. I don't know in terms of what our half court defense looked like tonight in terms of points per possession. I don't know what their sort of expected shot value was on all those mid-range shots they took. But we, for the most part, executed our coverage as well. We executed our reds well. The only thing we didn't do at times well was our blues in the post against Cunningham and Harris. But defensively, I thought we had the right intent, and offensively, I think we tried to play the right way. We were ready to play tonight. It's very hard to win in this league if you have you give the other team 15 more scoring opportunities than you did. It's hard to win.
JJ, kind of along those lines with what Jovan asked. Detroit isn't the first kind of team that fits this sort of size, athleticism, strength sort of profile. Do you feel that forced you guys into some of those mistakes that led to that disparity? And then,
yeah, our guys don't want to give the ball away. I know that.
And how do you counteract it? Because you will see other teams that play this way. There's teams you haven't played yet this season that do it a lot. How can you guys match physicality and strength and stuff like that if that isn't necessarily inherently?
We've done it before. You point to the first Minnesota game. We did it. Didn't do it the next time we played Minnesota both times, but we've done it before.
Dave. LeBron obviously got a good look at the buzzer. Just kind of can you run us through what the options were for that play?
Up, down three rather. In that situation, you got to get a catch and shoot three. So that was the option. We executed it well. I'm not sure of the angle with AR. He was getting a lot of pressure on the ball, so LeBron kind of came out a little further than I would have expected. But again, I got to rewatch it from my angle. It could have been just the path, the only chance for him to get the basketball with where AR was.
JJ, this is the third game in the last 5 you guys have finished with at least 20 turnovers. I know tonight you mentioned not handling the way Detroit blitzed you guys well. Is there, I guess, a through line that you saw between this game, the Minnesota game, and the Memphis game that, I guess, with the turnovers?
All very different coverages. I think you have to certain turnovers are just, I don't know what the exact word is. Certain turnovers are unforced, and then there's what you're getting at is sort of the forced turnovers, and what Dan was getting at, which is the forced turnovers. I think just not trying to play in tight spaces, draw the crowd, don't play in a crowd, and did a lot of playing in crowds today.
Hey, JJ, we're obviously a week away from LeBron's 40th, 28, 11, 11 tonight, his 8th triple-double of the season. What impresses you the most about what he's doing at this stage in his career?
Just again, just the competitive stamina to be able to dig deep and find it time after time after time, not get bored with that. It's impressive.
Hey, JJ, I saw D'Lo go to the locker room. I think it was early in the fourth quarter. Was there an injury, or do you have any sort of update?
Yeah, he's
there?
getting his thumb or his hand. I'm not sure. Just something on his
Okay.
hand checked out.
Coach, there wasn't any moments with Traore or Coloco out there, a lot of small ball lineups. How'd you feel those small ball lineups did tonight?
Not well because we turned the ball over, but we liked what we saw with Rui at the 5 in Sacramento and wanted to give it a look tonight. Thanks.
Ryan Clark is alongside. Oh, you caught me with my hat on. See, I've been taking it off. See, I thought we were doing the highlight, then talking to Ryan. I should pay attention when people are talking. But we got dudes with their shirts off.
It's a wild night.
Explain this place to people. It's just different, isn't it?
You know what? We've been a ton of places this year that are historic. You know, we've been in MetLife. We've been to Pittsburgh. But this is different.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost a Friday night like lights field with a NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
And this is – it pops up right outside of a neighborhood, the historic sort of cachet that
Shout out to Swagoo.
Shout out to Swagoo that this team has, but also the present hope that they have, believing that they can win a championship, the sort of excitement that a great team builds in a community and a fan base.
And the conversation on Countdown was about this. You asked the question, is this a Super Bowl team? And Josh asked the question, when's the last time they had 3 different running backs score a touchdown? 2009, Amon Green, Ryan Grant, Brandon Jackson back then. Yeah. And tonight they have 3 different touchdown scores toting the rock, and they don't give up a single point. And that is notable because it has not happened once this season. If you're going to start with what's the difference making on this defensive side of the ball, where do you begin?
I think you start with the defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley, and the way that this team attacks, as opposed to how they were last year with Coach Berry being the defensive coordinator. They're great up front. Rashawn Gary, who can produce pressure, and Kenny Clark, who can produce pressure in 4-man rushes. Now you're adding that blitz. Edgerrin Cooper becoming a superstar at the second level. And on the back end, being able to make plays while replacing players, Scott. You don't have Jair Alexander. You're missing Bullard, you're missing Williams, and now you have other players like Zane Alexander step up and turn the football over. Valentine at the corner position. This is a team that, as much as we speak about some of the big losses Detroit has had, they've also lost some pieces on defense and continue to produce. And I don't care who you're playing, whether it's Spencer Rattler, Derek Carr, the New Orleans Saints, or if you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. If you pitch a shutout in the NFL, you play high-level ball.
Well, and you're the only one who's done it again. And I mean, it's a combination of a number of different things. It's elements. It's a young quarterback. It's a hell of a football team that's playing at a really high level. And we had Josh out here, and it's like it's cliche, but you can feel it happening. As it gets colder and you start leaning into your defense and you start really wanting to trust your run game, they are just they're feeding that, man. And I would continue to, that would be my approach. Why wouldn't it be?
You know what, Scott, it was interesting listening to Matt LaFleur when he was speaking to Michelle, saying when Malik Willis became the starting quarterback, they had to lean into the run game a little bit more. But he saw how effective it could be. They saw how creative they could be in the run game. And not only is this run game physical, but it produces chunk plays as well. And so it's not like when they start to hand the ball off, they're conceding dynamic plays. They're still getting the dynamic plays, keeping your offense on the sideline and wearing your team out throughout the game. And then we saw the big play in the second half from Jordan Love on a play-action pass.
How many touches tonight? 13 rushes for 69, and then the pass game for 38. And that's the thing that you could see Love looking downfield. If he doesn't like what he sees, 8 just floats out to the side, and good luck getting him down. The first person, it's like him and Debo. The first person never gets that guy on the ground.
It's funny you mentioned him. I always talked about Marshawn Lynch, and people would say, why was he so hard to tackle? And it was because he was so wide. And all he would do was give himself a half of your body, and you aren't tackling a man like him if you can't get full force. And that's the same exact thing I see in Josh Jacobs. What was cool was last week he had 9 touches of the first 11, and that produced a touchdown. But it was both pass plays and run plays. They're finding unique ways to get the football in his hands and allow him to have space and then use his power on contact.
Who do you like best in the NFC North right now, tonight?
I like Detroit. I like Detroit, and I know that always comes with the caveat of they've had to survive so many injuries on the defensive side of the ball. When does that catch up? But it hasn't caught up to them yet, even though they've given up points. I love Detroit, but I believe these last 2 weeks of this season between Minnesota, Green Bay, and Detroit are going to say a lot about what the playoffs are. It's not about the seeding. It's about how these teams play against one another.
And it's interesting, just as it relates to Green Bay, and we saw it not too long ago when Green Bay went up there. Buffalo could outscore them in that circumstance. I don't know if either Minnesota or Green Bay is equipped to outscore them in the 40s the way perhaps that's what you're going to have to do. Does that make sense?
No, it makes total sense. This is an offense. I mean, come on, Scott. We were laughing about Ben Johnson making up plays. Right,
the dude's bored.
Like he actually asked his quarterback, "Hey, do you think you could fumble it?
Can you fake it?" No, actually fumble and then recover it. Like, no, I can fake it, and they sold it and they scored. But all right, so Detroit's the answer.
I think Detroit's the answer right now for me.
Well, it's the questions that this division asks of itself are unlike any other at the moment. Ryan Clark, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, brother. Merry Christmas.
I appreciate it, Mike.
Always.
Well, he's taken the first 2 shots and he hasn't hit the rim yet. That's a little nerve from the young player, but he's been terrific. Meanwhile, LeBron James nails a three-pointer. 2-point early lead for Miami. Barea been so adept at getting in the paint. Nice lob, and Chandler throws it down. And James comes the other way. Pull-up jump shot. He's 3 for 3. James again will try. 4 for 4. The perfect start for LeBron James.
Bolster and the Miami Heat, little Run DMC. They're down with the king. James finally showing up to the party, aggressive early on the offensive end. You're in trouble as a defense when he's knocking down James.
Anthony on Nowitzki. Nowitzki trying to find some space. Tough shot. Marion kicks it out. Terry for 3. That's good. Jason Terry off the bench, 2 for 2.
On the next possession, Sean Marion off the double team, kicks it out to Terry. Way too late. Good offense by the Dallas Mavericks. Heat up by 2.
To me, the thing I would look at is, as Cardinal hits a 3, I would look at it as a shot at Dirk Nowitzki as Wade makes a nice play.
At all in the finals as Terry steals that. Prior to last game, Terry sidestep and gets the layup to go. Difficult shot. Numbers obviously so big a key as they turn it over nearly. Stevenson able to come out with it. Good scrap from Stevenson. Sets for 3 and knocks it down. Dallas shooting well again. They're 3 of 5 from downtown. That's good. House comes right back. And Shady had 9 quick points. First quarter complete here in Game 6. Dallas by 5. Barea. Stevenson sets for 3. That's good. Deshaun Stevenson continues his red-hot shooting from downtown. Turnover. Stevenson sets, puts up another. Knocks it down again. Deshaun Stevenson 3 for 3 from downtown. And Dallas is up by 12.
Penetration by Barea on target pass as they have the Heat scrambling around, and then in transition, good find again by Barea, running to the 3-point line, and the Dallas Mavericks are rolling.
I'm sure there's a lot of young German players inspired by Nowitzki as Eddie House answers back. House with a couple of big buckets. Dallas has gone cold after being red hot early. Chandler inside. Blocked by Wayne. That's his second rejection, and against the 7-footer. House, bang! Heat back in front, timeout Dallas. Play, let's see. Let's watch the whole scenario after the big shot. And there you see Haslam and Deshaun Stevenson. Chandler trying to push Haslam away. Now Chalmers gets into it. Chalmers and Stevenson going. Chalmers coming in and accelerated it. The officials are going to look. There's a good chance Chalmers will be hit with a technical foul for sure, and perhaps face possible suspension.
But it starts with Deshaun Stevenson's left-hand shove of Udonis Haslam.
That's just technical foul stuff. Now Chalmers comes in and exasperates the situation, and then Stevenson with a hard shove on Chalmers. Joel Anthony coming in. You see the Heat players off the bench.
But see, James Jones, that's why Patrick Ewing got suspended. One step. Are you kidding me? I hate to go back, Mark.
The thing that's disappointing is this is the NBA Finals. I mean, this can't happen.
Hey, the Stevenson-Haslam thing, that happens all the time, a push and a shove. But for Chalmers to come running in and getting involved like that, you just have to be smart there. Really put his team in some jeopardy.
Come on, the guy got pushed. You're going to turn around.
Let me tell you something. As players, we made the same point to the league office.
Chalmers inside. Haslam. Nice pass. Chalmers to Haslam in the run. Here comes the double team. Inside to Marion. Marion throws it down. Terry for three. That's good. 6 of 12 from downtown. Dallas.
He's had better looks tonight than many times in this series.
Terry for three. Jason Terry, 17 first-half points. 6 men in the NBA.
Continuing to be aggressive offensively, pushing the ball in transition. Nobody stops the ball. He makes them pay the price.
After that, 3 assists as well. Halftime, Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Dallas, a 2-point lead here in Miami.
And trust the time that you put in.
He has had a number of games in these playoffs, and there's a good start.
Shots wide open.
Both teams right now at 50% shooting for the game. Chalmers, who got the start, knocks down the three. Barea against Chalmers. Oh, pretty move from J.J. Barea.
You see Barea in the pick and roll, comes off. If you're Chris Bosh, you got to be in position to help. No need to go to the body of Tyson Chandler. Force J.J. Barea to give the basketball up, but give Barea credit. Stayed aggressive and got to his spot.
And brings it back out. Nowitzki on the pull-up, trying to draw the foul. Not able to connect. Barea is on LeBron James. Pushes off, offensive foul. That's his second foul on James. I mean, he didn't do it. He did it right in front of him. That was an easy call.
And I like this substitution of Cardinal for Mahimi.
Kidd turns and fires. Jason Kidd from downtown. Only his second shot attempt and his first points of the night.
20.
Nowitzki will try another three. Puts it in. Nowitzki, his first three-pointer.
Responsibility. He cheats the play. Great pass by Brian Cardinal. On point, on target jump shot by Dirk Nowitzki. Let his feelings be known, not attack.
And you're also going back to the last he thought, but still. Jason Kidd has to throw it up, and he puts it in. Shot clock winding down. Point shooting, just incredible, Mark.
Oh, you're talking about an all-time great, not just point guard, but player. Jason Kidd has dreamt of this moment.
And he's trying to find his way out there. Terry to Mahimi. He's going to put up the shot, and he puts it in at the buzzer. Jan Mahimi with a big shot for the Dallas Mavericks, and they'll lead by 9. Kept it alive first with the offensive rebound. And then Mahimi able to knock it in. Just his second field goal of the finals. Barea on Wade. Chalmers saying go down. Nice backdoor Wade to the basket. Counted on a foul. With his 6th assist.
Good job of trusting Chalmers. Poor defense by Barea. Dirk Nowitzki tries to hard foul him. The strength, the athletic ability. Dwayne Wade takes the hit and finishes. Outstanding. Has a look where he's ready to take over this basketball game.
Barea puts it in. J.J. Barea from downtown.
Glad to see Florida. Pick and roll offense gets Eddie House on his heels. Late contest, and JJ makes him pay the price.
Aims on Terry. Terry to Nowitzki. Nowitzki, open jump shot, knocks it down. Kidd to Chandler. Chandler brings it back out. Nowitzki on the pull-up, puts it in. 10-point game with 3:40 to play.
And up in the air to pass.
Wade comes back, drives on Marion, trying to draw contact. Oh, difficult shot from Wade.
That's the way they should play.
Nowitzki puts it up, puts it in. Dirk Nowitzki makes it a 10-point game.
But great players are just like death and taxes. Sooner or later, they're going to get you. Dirk, 8 big points in the fourth quarter. Dwindle down the clock, and then outstanding, unstoppable jump shot. That thing is pretty, and the boss man knows it.
The fourth quarter has been Dallas's here in these finals. Terry off the dribble, pulls up. That's good. Jason Terry nails it, and it's back to 12, equaling the largest lead of the game. A 27-point brilliant performance from Jason Terry. Under 2 minutes remaining. James nails a three. And some of the fans now heading for the exits. The Dallas Maverick fans starting to celebrate. Nowitzki, left hand, lays it in. And it's 103-92. And that should do it for the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks celebrating on the bench. Chalmers tied up. Turnover, Dallas ball, and the Mavericks will do it. As Bosch fouls with 18.8 seconds remaining. Mark Cuban starting to celebrate behind the Dallas bench.
And only fitting. Mama, there goes that man. Dirk Nowitzki sealing the deal. The Dallas Mavericks bench realizing that the jewelry is theirs. Well done. From the Miami Heat, the phones are wide open. Everybody is for sale.
16.1 seconds remaining. Terry gets it. And the Heat will not foul. Sean Marion dribbles it out. And a celebration will begin. The Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions. The first title in franchise history. The emotions of Dirk Nowitzki, what he's always dreamed of, hoping to have another chance after the bitter loss in 2006. An unlikely playoff run capped off by Dallas upsetting LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and the favored Miami Heat. Meanwhile, you see for the Miami Heat a stunning ending to one of the more compelling seasons in NBA history. A bitter finish to a year that was really championship or failure, according to most people, including the Miami Heat players. And now it's going to be a long, painful summer before they get a chance to respond. As we said, they came together here in the Eastern Conference playoffs, but it all came apart after taking a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 series. Now, is it only a temporary setback for the Heat or a learning experience and part of the growth of a future champion? We'll have to wait to find out. As Mark Cuban gets to celebrate, I'm sure he'll be glad to talk now. He's been quiet throughout the entire postseason.
You can't help but to feel great about this Dallas Mavericks team. From top to bottom, a true team. Outstanding job. Their resilience, their ability to fight back and to follow the lead of their best player and their leaders. Great, great job by the Dallas Mavericks, Rick Carlisle, Mark Cuban, and the entire organization.
Well, it's a team in recent years that has had strong regular seasons followed by playoff disappointments, which is what Miami's going through right now. 2006 finals, some difficult playoff losses since then, but these two longtime teammates are NBA champions here tonight.
in the mass of people. NBA Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban joins us now. Mark, 11 years ago, you purchased this team. What does this accomplishment mean?
You know what? And the MVP of this series with an average of 26 points and almost 10 rebounds a game, Dirk Nowitzki.
Time for Game 6. Mavs win, they're champions. Terry for three. Jason Terry, 17 first half points. Nowitzki on the pull-up, puts it in. 10-point game. Final game of the NBA season and final game for our partner, the new coach of the Golden State Warriors, Mark Jackson. We are thrilled for you. We're heartbroken you're leaving. But good buddy, best of luck to everything. We're going to miss you like you have no idea.
Thank you. Love you guys, man. Really appreciate your extreme blast and blessing.
Thanks for watching ABC, home of the NBA Finals.